Hi collective and chosen ones, welcome to my channel. So even though today the reading is towards the end of the year, my readings are timeless. So it's as and when it's appropriate and what resonates with you. So if it doesn't, take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm going to basically talk about the past 12 months, and really I got downloads to say that it's time for us to take stock of what we need and what we don't need and leave them behind. And Spirit's asking you to just really be mindful of what needs to be culled out and do a lot of spring cleaning, massively, from mentally as well as physically. So I'm going to be reading a mixture of cards and oracle messages and whatever that comes through as a download. To start off with, I've got the Devil card in reverse. This is a good card because it is not upright. Upright talks about anything from addictive behaviors to anything that's in a low vibration. But as in the reverse, you are now recognizing what is for you and what doesn't serve for you. This could be to do with your lifestyle or the people around you or situations. So the reverse signifies that you are coming out of it, which is a really good sign. The Two of Swords signify that there's still something that could possibly may not be relating to you, or it could be relating to somebody else who's conflicted and is surrounded by lower vibration and lots of heavy thinking and things that are not good for you, the thoughts. So it could be negative thoughts. However, I picked up the Page of Swords after that. So after you recognize that you've gone through all this and the addictive behaviors and things that don't serve for you, you're starting a new life of learning and really going through different new emotions, new sets of positive emotions. And as such, you are going through a high learning and you are acquiring new knowledge. You're no longer a willy-nilly thinking that people can just come at you and they know you're vulnerable. So as such, you are doing your own thing. You are taking stock of everything. You're going forward with life. There's lots of things going for you. Now the cards, although there are a lot of feminine sort of images, it's about an energy. It's not about whether it's a gender based. So this talks about the Queen of Wands, somebody who is in high vibration, who is full of action and taking stock of their life, knowing exactly what they need to do. And this image signifies a very, very happy and going forward with success. Somebody who is really celebrating life. I've got the Eight of Pentacles, and that's another fantastic card. It signifies that you are now really celebrating successes and you're really taking stock of what needs to be done. You're going through life without any hesitation, and if there is, you move away from it. You've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is another great card. Life is really going forward for you. This person is basking in this joy of celebrating their successes and really enjoying the new life. Now, in terms of your past relationships, this was the situation that you used to be, confusion and illusion. Somebody in your life is still going through that, but I cannot see that you are still going through it. And it could be somebody that's in the past. They're looking at you as wish fulfillment. But beware, because this might be a person who may not have a good intention for you. I can see the spy watching and inspecting. So somebody's still looking out for you and just seeing what you're doing. I sense that in the past few readings, somebody is really still trying to see what you're doing because you haven't been in touch with that person for a while. Both of you are very guarded and you felt vulnerable at first, but I sense that you're now moving away from that person and you're just being aware of what's happening. You're leaving the stress behind because you are moving in the right direction. You're realizing that you can't take everybody with you, and you're going to reach, or you have reached already, a milestone. When I talk about a milestone, I'm talking about not just one goal and you've reached a success. I'm talking about several other things. So although some of you might start to still feel a bit not sure of what you've achieved, just be aware that Spirit is lining you up with the opportunities fairly soon. Some of you are feeling also a bit self-sabotaging because you've been surrounded in the past with family members or people that does not have your best interest. So a lot of you have started to just think about their projections, and it's been playing over with you over and over again, because all they were saying is that every time you want to get ahead, you talk about it and then they will shut you down. So a lot of you have been told to just don't say anything, just be silent. If you have a goal, keep it to yourself. This was the right decision. I get that you've made some decisions on leaving some people behind and you can't take them back. So that was the right decision. Spirit's saying that you are going into the right forward motion and everything is going into the right area in your life. Your loss will be replaced by gains. A lot of you lately have lost a lot of things. It could be monetary as well. But Spirit's asking you to just be aware that this is just some lessons that you need to learn. Some of you might have suffered a little bit of financial loss, but trust me that something else is being replaced in a different sense. So what I mean is that some of you may have some sort of side business or business that recently has not gone too well. But what it is just to make way for something that is suitable for you, and it had not worked well. So don't be alarmed by this. As you go along, you're going to be seeing things more clearly. Some of you have the ability to pick up sounds, voices, and messages from the spirit realm. And I urge you to just continue going within to search for answers. A lot of us have consistently been, because there's so much noise on the external side, we have been very much distracted by our community and the people around us. Patience will pay off. So what I can also pick up is that lately you feel that you have not achieved much. Some things have just not turned out well. But what it is that we are needing to have a quiet time to just reflect on it and just have our patience to continue. And for the time being, if something doesn't go too well, stay in the quiet moment and keep meditating to get your answers, and don't do anything drastic. Don't make any rash decisions. You've been asked to reclaim your power. Now, anytime something else happens, like a setback, stay silent and just work out what is required. There's always your inner power, no matter what happens externally. So everything on the external is not really you. I'll read some more cards for you. The Eight of Wands. Something is coming through to you in a forward and fast motion. It could be an action that's required for you to make. Page of Cups. You're starting some brand new ideas and emotions, and you're really starting a new life. A lot of you have to abandon a lot of things that don't work for you. Now, as I mentioned about the abundance and something to do with your finance, just be aware that something that you have lost lately will be replaced. Because a lot of you are actually working on long-term goals. Some of you might be working on stock and putting some savings behind that is going to give you some long-term gains and dividends. So be aware that just because you've had a loss doesn't mean that you're not going to get a gain. There's always like polarities. What comes up must come down, and vice versa. So nothing stays the same. I'm going to read out a few more cards. Now, as I shuffle other cards, I've been guided to say to you that you might still have some people around you that want to argue with you. They want to make their point. And what you need to do is just quietly just make some reasons that you just have to do something else, because these are the people that are not necessarily that's completely not good for you, but they just have their point and they're just projecting what it is. So love them from afar and just spend as little time with them if you do not agree with them, because these are the people that want to just project their point of view and they just want to get somebody to listen to them. You got a lot of contentment, peace and abundance around you, a happy home life, and a successful completion of a project. Now, for this card, I don't see it as just one project. You are really wrapping up quite a lot of things that serves you and what doesn't serve you. And just lately, just because some things have been cancelled, like an account or something that didn't work out, Spirit is making way for something that is much better for you and much more abundant for you. Your life is full of changes, and this card is just another confirmation. It has been like that for the whole year. And just be ready to make changes. Life isn't going to be staying stagnant for you, and for you to just continue to get used to making changes and keep working on what works for you. Karma card came up. So this card for me signifies that you've gone through quite a lot of karma. And some of the things that didn't work out for you could be karma from a past life. And you're now co-creating with the people in your life, whether it's good or bad. Mostly would be a negative side. It's because things need to change and things need to be worked out. And playing karma with each other is for us to have lessons. So don't be surprised if you've gone through some setbacks that weren't very good for you, but you're now going through the clearing side. So you've paid a karmic debt, and as such, by working through your spiritual path, you've cleared the karmic debts. The people that were in your lives that didn't do well with you and has caused you some heartache and pain, and they hadn't worked on it, will be served their karma separately. So there's nothing that you need to do, and all it is for your separation so that you can both learn different lessons. I got the grief card, and this could be grief that you had gone through before, that things didn't work out, and heartache. But Spirit's letting you know that this is just all in the past. Things will work out to your favor, and just continue to just keep working on things. Because there's a card of expansion. Expansiveness is to do with you having limitless potential and limitless possibilities, and also a lot of options and things that you're given. Somebody is watching you walk away. So they can no longer manipulate you. We've read that card before quite a few times, so I can sense that a lot of the energy is still there. And what I could say is that part of you have not really escaped this. You're still thinking about that person. So I think it's time that you make a decision on whether you want that person in your life or not. A part of you still do, and a part of you don't. But there needs to be a decision, because there's a fork in the road that needs to have a concrete decisions for you to really get to new life. And a positive one is to cull out all these toxic behavior from the past. You're unleashing your creativity and potential. I see a lot of power in you, and because of your self-sabotage mentality, you have actually sabotaged a lot of your creative power. And Spirit's asking you to now just acknowledge that and really harness on that power, because if you don't, then there's going to be a chance that you're going to be coming back to the old. A lot of the spiritual path, we've gone through so many different journeys, and some people that have been practicing your spirituality have actually gone back to the old ways. It's because there were times where you could not handle it. It's too much. But then as you hit rock bottom, after you've not resolved and gone through the spiritual path and ignored it, then things come back to you tenfold. So this is when Spirit is now giving you chances to say, okay, hey, let's work on this and let's go through the next lesson, because the last lesson you didn't quite pass it, and we need you to just really go through it again, because otherwise you're going to continue going through the same thing, but even in a worse situation and experience. Cheer up and take action and get out of difficulty. You're gifted in putting together ideas. So this is your creativity, and that's confirmation from that unleashing your creativity and potential card. So be willing to follow. To me, this little card, be willing to follow, means not following someone. It's to follow up on things and be very clear on what you really want to do. If you're not sure, go within and just feel, just take stock of how you feel. Spirit's saying your success is assured. It's already there. Most of us don't realize that everything has already been created. But we fail to just go and grab it in the ether or in the 5D. Because in the 3D, we're still working on all sorts of shit. Things that we don't want, and we're just bombarded with it. And in the matrix. So a lot of quiet time is required to really take stock of what we don't want. And be a powerful thing. Detach from the drama. So that's confirmation of what I just said. Learn to say no to friends. So some of our friends could be a bit demanding. And I don't think this card just talks about friends. It should mean also your family members or the loved ones. Learn to say no, because a lot of the collective, we have a very, very empathetic character, and we always say yes to people. And then we turn around and feel really horrible and drained out because we're serving others before we serve ourselves. I've got the card that says, don't let fear or rejection or looking foolish stop you. So whatever this means, it could talk about opportunities, it could talk about a person that you like. I don't know who this is for. You know if it resonates with you. Now, as I said, these readings are timeless, and it may not resonate with you now. It could resonate with you 1 year down the track or a few years. Or you can look back a year's time or anywhere in the future and say, okay, yep, that was very appropriate. Let it shine. Don't know what this is for, and this could mean something that you really want to work for. Life is speeding up. It certainly is. And I don't agree more than that. This is certainly speeding up. Many years ago, I had a premonition that life is going to speed up. And this is about 20 years ago. And I didn't know what it meant. I thought, am I dreaming? And this was in the broad daylight. So what it means is that now a life seems to be given so many opportunities and things, and we have to go through them. We certainly don't have any more time to just sit there and go, oh, shall I do this or shall I not? We need to really start looking at what is for us or not. Two of Cups. This is a good card that signifies that could be meeting somebody that you love. It could be a card of also creativity. So this is a really beautiful card that signifies that the right person is for you, somebody who you resonate with, and somebody who can give you a commitment. Now, if you're not meeting anybody or you're not in a relationship, it is simply meaning that you are really taking stock of what you love doing and with a lot of passion for it. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, this one sort of contradicts with life is speeding up, but in a way it talks about a task or something that you want to work on. Just work on it in a slow and steady way. When you get bombarded and too much, when it's too much for you. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this reading. Basically, I'm going to just let you all know that whenever things get too hard on you and somebody is just really getting at you by asking too much of you, be gentle and just quietly say to them in a nice way that, okay, I'm working on something now. Can it wait? or can I get a time that I can work on this? Now, if they say yes, of course. If they are not very nice about this, then it's time for you to exercise some boundaries. And a lot of us have not been doing that, and so there will be a lot of conflicts and things that people just kept demanding of you. Now, I hope you find this very, very useful, and if you can just give me some feedback, that'll be great, because that'll give me a chance to give you readings that you like to hear, and perhaps downloads from Spirit to give you some guidance. Now, I hope to see you next, and bye for now, and sending you lots of love and blessings. Bye.